possessed by the spirit of a murdered man. Giuseppe Verardi was 19 years old when his body was found under the bridge separating the town of Siano from Catanzaro. He was wearing only underwear and a tank top, and the rest of his clothes were scattered all around. It was February 13th, 1936. The police decided that Joseph had committed suicide. This verdict was met with skepticism by the boy's friends and family, who did not believe that a fall from only 10 meters could have caused his injuries. The young man's death was now history when, on January 5, 1939, a strange drama unfolded in Siano. It featured 17-year-old Maria Tallarico, who had never known Joseph or his family. She was passing over the bridge with her grandmother when she was struck by a strange malady and fell to her knees, delirious. With the help of her grandmother and a kind passerby, she was carried home. But when she recovered from her crisis, she was no longer Maria. A strange male voice came out of the girl's mouth, claiming to be Giuseppe Verardi. Joseph's restless spirit took complete control of Mary and went so far as to write a letter to his mother in the handwriting of when he was alive. That same evening, the entity forced Mary to perform a strange pantomime in which he revisited his last evening in Siano. The spirit wanted to drink and play cards, actions that Joseph had performed in Siano the night he died. The entity drank a considerable amount of wine, although Mary never drank more than 1 glass per meal. Then it replayed the scene of a scuffle with the men with whom she had been playing cards, a scuffle that had presumably taken place on the bridge. The next day, Joseph's mother visited Mary, and the entity that possessed her immediately recognized her and described the wounds that had been found on her corpse. She also named her murderers, although few of them still lived in Siano. Afterwards, Mrs. Verardi returned to her home and prayed for her son's spirit to leave Maria. Later that same day, Maria went up to the fatal bridge while still possessed by the spirit of the murdered young man. Then she took off her clothes and lay down under the bridge in the exact position where Joseph's corpse had been found. A few minutes later, she woke up without the slightest recollection of what had happened. The paranormal return of Giuseppe Verardi was widely debated in the press in 1939. Ernesto Bozzano, then probably the most influential Italian researcher in the field of metapsychics, studied the case and published an essay on the episode in 1940.